Alright guys, welcome back to another video on the second channel. It's just a finished lad. Today I'm going to be talking about Conor McGregor and Jake Paul, and the main thing I want to touch on is the records that Jake Paul, because we're talking about like boxing records and that, and how he's trying to compare his to Conor McGregor's. So the first thing I want to talk about is the way Jake Paul has only fought Anisson Gibb, Deji and Nate Robinson, but these guys ain't real boxers. At the end of the day, they're really not real boxers. You know what I mean? Like you see like Jake Paul is like obviously did well. Like I'm not gonna take it away. He does look like a good boxer, but for him to sort of compare himself and saying he could beat Conor McGregor and talk about his record, but yeah, McGregor's 0-1, but he fought one of the greatest lightweights to ever live. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather compared to these little like shitty, just about semi-pro boxers. Like, it don't make sense. Like, Nate Robinson didn't even spar. Like, you need to spar in a boxing match. Like, sorry, you have to be prepared for what you can take. And yeah, he knocked him out. Like, fair dues. Like, it was a good knockout. But if you're going to go up against someone who's an NBA star, who he's just looks so sloppy. Like, Nate Robinson was a sloppy person, and so was Anisson Gibb. He just went in rushed. I know Deji, he busted his nose, which is good, but I think fucking Jake Paul needs more than that. I actually hate Jake Paul with a passion. Like, he's so arrogant, you know what I mean? And you're probably thinking, oh, you're just a Conor McGregor fanboy, but I'm not. What I'm trying to point out is that, like, I mean, there's a huge difference between Conor McGregor and, you know what I mean? There's a huge difference between them and loads of semi-pro people. They're just about anyway. And I'm a fan of Conor McGregor, but he ain't my favourite UFC fighter. I'm heavy into UFC. Like, if you've seen on my channel, like my most viewed video is me shitting on Nate Diaz, even though I am his like I fanboy him way more than Conor McGregor, and I don't normally talk up about Conor McGregor that often because he's done controversial things, and I think this is where them two lay quite similar, is the money aspect. Like, sorry, you can't like sit there and earn all that money and not fuck up, you know what I mean? You're bound to fuck up eventually. But what Jake Paul has fucked up on, like, in the past is a lot worse. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? It's a hard one because they're both fucked up. I know Conor McGregor's done some controversial stuff, obviously regarding Khabib and obviously punching that old guy. But, you know, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, you move on, and he's really humble when he has a fight coming up. And I have spoke about this more in another video about Conor McGregor and Jake Paul, and I've spoke about like a lot about Jake Paul, you know what I mean, because I think he's just a bit of a dickhead. I've spoke about why he shouldn't fight KSI. Now, I've spoken about that on my channel. I'll leave a link to that, and I'll leave a link to Tizzy's channel as well. He has made a banging video on this TikTok girl who's just a massive attention seeker. And obviously that's for his video. I'm not going to spoil anything. Make sure you do check that out. I'll leave the link to his channel in the description. Make sure you check that out. It's a very, very funny video. If I must say so, it is really funny. So, Conor McGregor ain't really replied. There has been like a video surfacing about saying, oh, you've got my money. If you start talking bad on my name, I'll come to your house, etc. And I'm just a bit like, bruv, there's no point reacting to him. Like, if that fight ever happens, it'll be after he fights Dustin Poirier, which is on the 28th. And really, I don't see that fight happening at all. Like, even if it does happen, I know Jake and Logan were getting into like a bit of a confrontation, saying Logan was like, he ain't really a real boxer, which is true. Like, Jake Paul is not a real boxer. He can claim that he is, and it's same with Logan. Like, he admits that he's not a real boxer, and that goes for KSI. Like, they're not, because as soon as you fight an actual pro boxer, you are a boxer. You know what I mean? Like, if like, Logan will become sort of a real boxer when he fights Mayweather. Like, he don't stand a chance. Like, either way, he don't. Like, Mike Tyson said it as well. Like, he don't stand a chance. But that's for another video. So let's get straight back on the topic between Jake Paul and Conor McGregor. So if there's a chance in the world that Conor McGregor will say, I'll fight you, it would be a great fight to see Jake Paul just get knocked out. There's no chance Jake Paul will knock out Conor McGregor. There is a zero chance. And even if he wants to step in the octagon, you know what I mean? He can. Like, he won't. There's no way he's walking out of that winning. And I would love to see it, because as soon as Jake Paul gets his arse handed to him, that's it, he's done. No more Jake Paul, no more fucking you Irish. So, you know what I mean? If you've seen the video on Instagram, I think everyone has. It's got loads of millions of views. But he's just an absolute knobhead. Like, I'm not going to lie. I hate Jake Paul. And I hope Conor McGregor goes in there, kicks his ass, no sweat. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how Jake Paul is comparing his boxing record to Mayweather. That is literally what he's doing. But I don't know, man. We'll have to see, bruv. But I hope Jake Paul sorts himself out and realise Conor McGregor would batter him in a fight. But obviously he won't. He's a delusional guy. He just won't admit that. And he talks about the old guy in the pub that Conor McGregor did. But he has a lawsuit against him saying that he's jumped some guy and he looks older than the guy in the pub that Conor McGregor punched. So he just contradicts himself. And he surrounds himself by yes men as well. Well, I'm just a bit like, oh mate, grow up, you plum. You know what I mean? That's why your ego's so big. But hopefully it'll change. And Conor McGregor, I hope you come out just to batter him, and good luck for your fight on the 28th of January on Dustin Poirier. I'll be watching that 100%. So guys, thank you for watching. Make sure I'll leave a link to my channel and Tizzy's channel. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy it. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you in the next one.